Venezuela to create digital currency amid economic crisis, and in sport, Windies crushed by an innings to New Zealand. I'm Ricardo Roberts and this is Caribbean in 10 for Monday, December 4th. I'll be back with the details after the break.
Did you know that a strategy has been developed to help improve the region's education and human resources?
You didn't? Well, the HID strategy, as it is called, will guide CARICOM in how it delivers quality education and training to the people of the region.
The strategy has been crafted by a group of experts called the HRD Commission.
Consultations have been done across the region to get your input.
Do you know that none of us will be left behind?
The HRD strategy is important to all of us, students, parents, and employers. It will prepare the region, especially the youth, for the 21st century economy and society.
The HRD strategy, unlocking Caribbean human potential.
Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro announced the creation of a new virtual currency in a bid to ease the country's economic crisis. Maduro looked to the world of digital currency to combat the U.S.-led financial sanctions. He says the cryptocurrency will be called the Petro and will be backed by the country's oil, gas, gold, and diamond wealth. In a televised announcement yesterday, Maduro said the new currency would allow Venezuela to advance in issues of monetary sovereignty, to make financial transactions, and overcome the financial blockade. He gave no details on how or when the new currency would be launched. Opposition leaders scorned the announcement, which they said needed congressional approval, and some cast doubt on whether the digital currency would ever see the light of day in volatile Venezuela. Venezuela's economy has been hit by falling oil revenue and the plummeting value of its existing currency, the bolivar. Still, the announcement highlights how U.S. sanctions this year are hurting Venezuela's ability to move money through international banks. Venezuela has historically relied on its oil wells to support its economy, but a decline in oil prices has sent the country into economic and political crisis. The government of Guyana could be getting help from U.S. oil giant ExxonMobil in its efforts to have a judicial settlement on the border controversy with Venezuela. Now, according to news source Guyana, government sources have reported that the company has set aside just under $20 million to assist Guyana with legal fees and other costs that could be incurred once Guyana moves to have the judicial settlement of the border controversy. The source explained that there may have been no signing bonus with Exxon, but rather the money was made available to assist with the Venezuelan case. The source was quoted as saying this is not the first time the country is going this route. A few years ago, when Guyana moved to seek redress to the other maritime border controversy with Suriname, another oil company offered assistance. Guyana is now paying close attention to the United Nations and any recommendations it will make. The UN had promised if there was no progress with the good officers process by the end of this year, it would be recommending that the issue be referred to the International Court. The government of Guyana believes the International Court might be the best move. Jamaica's former Prime Minister Bruce Golding is urging the government to address some of the concerns raised before implementing the controversial National Identification System. Golding, speaking recently at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, reiterated some of the public concerns, starting with information security.
And I'm concerned that if WikiLeaks could break into the State Department technology and steal Hillary Clinton business, then what is poor little Jamaica for them to find it? So that's an area that I would want greater assurance on.
Golding says various agencies such as the police having access to some of this information is also cause for concern that needs to be ventilated. He, however, acknowledged that Jamaica will have to operate within the realities of the modern digital world. He says most Jamaicans accept new biometric methods, including himself.
The man put a camera in my eye and photographed my eye. He has data about my, what do you call this, biometric here? He has data about that I don't have. My own government don't have that, but the American government has it. And I didn't kick up no fuss. I wanted to go look for my daughter, and if you want to take my foot bottom, you can take it. I just want to go see my daughter.
Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next. A spineless batting effort sent West Indies crashing to an innings and 67-run defeat to New Zealand as the Caribbean side tamely conceded the opening test inside 4 days early Monday, entering the penultimate day at the Basin Reserve brimming with confidence following an encouraging display on Sunday. West Indies' enterprise deserted them as they collapsed from a promising 214 for 2 overnight to 319 all out in their second innings. They were 231 for no further loss inside the first half hour, but dramatically lost their last 8 wickets for 88 runs to be bowled out about 50 minutes after lunch. Opener and vice-captain Craig Brathwaite unbeaten overnight on 79, top scored was 91, while Shea Hope moved from 24 at the start to 37, but none of the Windies batsmen could muster the required commitment to stretch the contest into the 5th day. Matt Henry added another scalp to end with 3 for 57, but it was his fellow seamers Colin de Grandhomme, Trent Boult and Neil Wagner who scythed through the middle and lower order to set up the comprehensive win. The defeat was the 7th in 11 tests on New Zealand soil for West Indies inside the last 17 years and their 3rd innings lost in 4 defeats, straight defeats in Wellington dating back to 1999. And after the match, captain Jason Holder says the side's batting collapse in the first innings had really put a strain on the team.
That was on day one. To get bowled out on the first day of any test matches doesn't really put you in a really good position going into the remaining days of the test game. The only way to get back in the game was to get new ball wickets and to make early inroads into the New Zealand top order. And we struggled really to do that. I thought our bowlers tried, really gave a good effort. We didn't help ourselves in the field sometimes with our fielding, and obviously wickets off no balls was a factor as well. So again, credit to the bowlers. I thought we batted well in the second innings as well, but just too much to do after the first display.
However, he rubbished suggestions that the side had lost its momentum to fight back after being bowled out on the opening day.
This last year, and we've shown a lot of fight in the entire years as a side. And the way we clawed back in the second innings particularly was commendable. To get 300 odd, it's still very good, but we wanted that probably in our first innings. We always speak about the first innings.